Hey everyone, welcome back to another Persona 5 Mix video. In today's video, I just want to go over kind of what we should be doing every day and kind of just focusing what we should be focusing on our accounts and making goals wise. And that's because we're in kind of a lull period until 2.0 comes out when we get the third palace, which should be around probably September 4th. But one of the main things we should be focusing on is first and foremost making sure that our account levels get up to a decent place. We don't need to stress about it because, like I said, we almost have 2 entire months, so 7 weeks until 2.0 comes out, where we're probably want to be at we're looking to be at level 70 for account level, so that our personas can get up to our max level of 80. So I'm sure most of you are probably late 40s or 50s by now. Actually, probably most of you should be 50s if you've been playing every day since launch, logging in and not wasting your stamina. When I say wasting, I mean letting it overcap. You should be 50 and have your characters up to 60. So right now, what you guys should be focusing on, as always, you probably already know, your main team. So my main team right now is my fire team, which is On, Key, and Blueful. I want to make sure that for one, their levels are at high enough, so they're max levels, so 60s. Their weapons are 60'd out. They have at least they have revelation cards with some levels on them, and their skills are leveled up. I'd like to try at least get my skills up to level 6, because at starting level 6 to go level 7, they start requiring an insane amount of materials, and they start requiring weekly boss materials, which I don't want to go too crazy on spending. But for my damagers like On, I don't mind getting the important skills up right now to a higher level. So like I have her third skill level 8, and I'm also getting her thief tactics up to level 8 eventually. Eventually she'll be leveled 8 across. And then after that, I would say you want to make sure you're getting your second team ready. For me, my second team is either going to be my Joker team, or I also pulled Yui, my Yui team, where my Joker team is Joker, Rin, and Leon, while my Yui team, which I'm building up right now, luckily you guys probably don't need to feel the need to level up as many characters as I do right now, because I'm running 3 teams. But my Yui team is going to be Yui, Shun or Soy, and Closer, as well as making sure, of course, your navigators. So my main one is Okion, so making sure she's up, and I need to start working on my Puppet, since I pulled Puppet a little late compared to most of you probably, if you haven't already had Puppet. But it's also just not a bad idea to have your characters at a high enough level anyway, just because of the fact that if I go to my Thieves Den and then follow it up by going to, if you look down to my bottom right, my rating right now is a highest total rating of 772, and so that means my Q level is level 77, and the higher my Q level goes, the more little bit of power I get across the board on all of my characters. So right now at level 77, the newest one gave me increases all allies defense by 2 effective in battle. 2 increases not an insane amount, but when you look at the fact of, just look at how much it goes up by, how many levels. So when you're getting like, 10, 20, 30 levels of just, 2 a piece, it's not a lot, but it just gives you a little more survivability. But I'm mostly looking at the little bit of increments of damage, because, for example, increases wind and curse damage by 0.2%. If I have like 20 of these, that's an increase of 4%. And if I have an ability doing like 1,000,000 damage, I can increase, if it's increased by 4% just naturally, that means I'm adding on an additional 40,000 damage, which is actually quite a lot across an entire fight. It can add up, right? As well as you need to think that when I'm clearing content right now, my main content I'm doing is for one, my guild boss, which requires 2 teams. So right now it's fire and electric, or single target really, because if I look, he is weak to electric but strong, but he's resistant against he's resistant to the physical. So right now our next best option besides just running, we're probably using Shirotori right now. So if you don't have, for example, Yui, you might want to use Shirotori, this guy right here, because he's a single target and he actually can do quite a lot of damage. So he's not a bad option for this current round of boss. And that also goes through my my Velvet Trials or my Sea of Souls. So again, I have I have a curse, and of course I have an electric. You don't need to pull Yui for this, because you can actually, if you have Ryuji, you're good to go, or if you have Shiratori, you're good to go for him. So you don't need to worry about on that end. But another reason why you want to level up a bunch of characters and get them up is so that you can start clearing out all of this. So my technician trials, I'm at level 16 right now. And this one, they want me to use fire, so my fire team. And then they want a nuke or a psi. You don't need to use it. You can also just wait in the future when you're stronger to be able to get this. But if you want to do it right now, and there's no problem with that, because like I said, there's not a lot going on in the game. With the only new content was Finishing Palace 2, a couple of quest lines, and of course, Heart Rail of Desire, or sorry, Metro of Desire, or Heart Rail as I'm used to calling it. But there's no problem with leveling up your character, so you can try to start doing more of these fights and getting them 3 stars. Because, for example, just the technician, look at all of this. You're getting so many gems, and most importantly for me, is I'm getting Yannick's axe pistols to increase his rank and level, and as well as I'm getting a bunch of good level up material for free doing this. And that goes across all of this besides the Yannick, because he is an amazing persona that you should be using. And then as you guys start kind of filling out your teams, you kind of want to start getting ready for the next level. So right now I'm level 57. So I really need to start focusing on making sure that when I'm using my stamina every day, I don't want to use coffees. I want to make sure that I'm stacking up these 3 right now, because I want to make sure that when I hit level 60, that I can at least level up my On and either my Joker or my Yui to increase my damage straight from there, as well as their weapons, and get some of their skills up. Because then I'm ready to go and start clearing harder and harder content, which will help me when I want to actually need to go back in here when I want to do my weekly boss, because then I can start clearing the higher difficulties, because it just gives me a little bit more stuff. It also gives me a proper challenge, because I like to challenge myself, because like I said, not much going on in the game. And of course, the other things you can do in your daily life is honestly activities. So one is, if you go to your club bulletin board, you can always do during the school day, if you don't run through the after school activities when you're doing your daily, is you can go to your band stuff. I actually really enjoy doing the band. I like the little ribbon game, and with it you actually get a bunch of rewards. Like I've already grabbed one of these, so a platinum ticket and a weapon ticket, and you even get 2 more platinums and another platinum ticket. So 2 more weapon and a normal summon, and that also goes for my soccer. Same situation. It even gives you a purple love, this isn't actually bad for where I am right now. I would actually take that. But I'm not focusing on that instead. I'm focusing more on trying to unlock these, which requires me to be at soccer team level 8 and 9. And platinum tickets level 7, which you'll get from just by doing the daily activities of doing this. So the higher difficulty you do, like I'm on level 6 right now, I can get all of these things to buy out the shop, as well as get the soccer club badges and the soccer club experience pass to increase my level. So you can do that. And then the last thing that you even look at doing, which actually requires you having your closer confidant up, is doing the batting cages in Yongen Jaya, where you can get more and more little goodies. It's not an insane amount, but while we have a little bit of downtime, why not do that while we're waiting? And of course, the last thing we can be doing, which I would highly suggest doing, is your Metro of Desire. You get so many goodies here, like you're getting your platinum tickets for weapons, platinum mill coins, your normal summoning contracts. A nice thing is you get your revelation cards, because you can only get this in your guild boss right now. That's the only really farmable weekly way of getting it. And just generally just a lot of good level up material. So and you can farm all of this right now, and right now we can already get 1,680, so more than a temple just by doing this, before they expanded pathway 2 and pathway 3. But I think that's going to wrap up my video for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Have a good night, evening, wherever we are in life, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.